Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So
We just had a really fun time recording an episode on metal album art.
It got a little little ridiculous.
It's a little weird at the end, but you should definitely watch all of it.
y'all get down with metal? You fucking should.
You fucking should.
You fucking should.
Josh nerds out quite a bit.
Yeah, this is my shit right here.
This is my fucking jam.
So yeah, we talk about a few artists here. Ed Repka is the main guy. Then we talk about Dan Seagrave, Derek Riggs, Larry Carroll, a bunch of guys.
Yeah, I
Shout
have a
out to all
big
those
art
guys.
boner for Thrash. Just gonna lay that out. No,
Yeah,
no
I
shame.
mean-
no shame.
I think me and Reggie just have full boners the whole time. Bam and Christina just kind of sit here like, I don't know any of this.
I don't.
I have one, but it's probably
Cool,
for
you
different
painted
reasons.
a zombie and put it on a metal album. Very cool.
The closest thing I get to black metal is Black Keys. I mean, that's close, right?
I mean, it's got half the words in there.
The Black.
Keys?
But now we're getting fun. We're getting into some fun illustration stuff.
Yeah,
This is a good
I think we're gonna-
exploration of like album art and stuff.
Yeah.
I got a good idea for a punk rock episode. Bam, you want to help me with that one?
That sounds fun.
Well, yeah.
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 So yeah,
Turns
we're
out-
gonna be doing like some October related things. We got
yeah.
a
We
few
should do an art
surprise
shotgun
episodes
of some
coming
like
out.
bad fucking movie posters or something.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do something like
Yes.
that. Next week, Zach Pevley, our gracious sponsor, is gonna come on and discuss some
JC.
works by John Carpenter with
Good old
us.
JC.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna
you have
venture
to
into film territory. It's gonna be
Watch
interesting.
some John Carpenter before this, right?
Yeah, you should probably do that.
More
Probably.
than just Halloween, right?
Wait, he did Halloween?
Oh, God.
Tangent.
Like before we came over here and filmed this episode you're about to watch, like we had me and Zach and Bam had an in-depth conversation about Big Trouble in Little China, which we're probably going to get to in this following episode. So check that out, but enjoy this one, metal album art.
Saying it's not, but it is. My mic is working.
So is mine.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. You couldn't hear yourself.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
We've returned for another episode of Art Damaged. Today we're talking about metal. I feel like we should insert like a heavy chuggy guitar riff right there. Yes, today we're discussing metal album art. But first let's discuss our sponsor at the North Brewery.
The North is open.
Yeah, they are
They
open.
started having recipients.
You can go in there
actual-
and have an actual beer at an actual bar. In an actual bar stool even.
You can come
in an
get hammered.
actual New York State.
You
Yeah.
can come get hammered with us.
Until everybody gets COVID and then they shut it down again. But for the time being, you can totally do that.
But then
You
we'll
get your
just
choice
drink
of-
Trump's blood.
We should hold a contest where one lucky listener gets to come drink a beer with us.
Cool.
Yeah, sweet. When we have the type of scratch that we can invest in a marketing promotion where we fly somebody to upstate New York.
Oh, no.
But guys, the people
Binghamton, New York.
Welcome to Shawnee Binghamton.
We only have one fan. We know who it would be. We have one fan. We know who it would be.
Yeah.
the winner is just Zach.
Yeah, our sponsor's going to win. That's what it'll be.
The biggest fan contest will be between Zach and one of Masha's characters.
Zach has to give us money for the beer, and then we turn around and give it back to him. But we can upcharge him. Hey, Zach, every beer you drink is $12. So that way we get a cut.
This
Sounds
seems
like a
like a
terrible idea.
Ponzi scheme.
It's very Bernie Madoff.
Frank Reynolds.
Oh, it's the same thing. But anyway, let's plug our social media and get the show on the road. I'm Josh Ruff, joshruff.com on all the things, www.joshruff.com, and we're here at Renaissance Studios at RS Tattoo NY on Instagram.
Hi, guys. Reggie Inks here. You can find me at Reggie Inks on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, email reggieinks@gmail.com for any sort of information on tattoos, illustration, and or other commission work.
I'm Christina Maslar. You can find me at Christina_Maslar on Instagram. On Facebook, you can find me on Christina Maslar. You can find me here or at home or at Home Goods.
Yeah, I did find you at Home Goods one time.
I'm Bam Maslar. I'm a painter and co-owner of Crucible Gallery. You can find me on the internet. You don't want to. BamBirdsThings.com.
Do you guys want to talk about that show that you got coming up for Crucible?
We have a show coming up for Crucible with Martin.
Yep.
Under Martin Darkside on Instagram. And Shane Izakowski, and it's vampire themed.
Yes.
It's going to be dope. Looking forward to
Friday,
seeing what
the
happens there.
13th of November.
Oh, shit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that'll be post-election then, right? So we'll know how fucked we are. I mean, we're fucked either way. But we'll get into that.
Whether we're proper fucked
We're
or
going to have
not.
an election special episode. We should do that.
It's coming out
We should
maybe if there's a revolution or not. That's
Okay.
depending,
we should also
I
do an
guess.
episode where we all sit around the night when they're like going through
like an end of the world style podcast.
Yeah, we should do a 4-hour long live stream of as the news is coming in.
Should we first write down all of our predictions, what's going to happen after Election Day, and close it in an envelope? And then a week later, just read out what our predictions are and see if the world
I'll just
is
get
right.
another weird tattoo, and then it'll just end up being everything. Like last year, for some reason, I was like, I want to get bad news tattooed on me. I have a feeling everything in 2020 is going to be bad news. And it came
Dude.
true.
Hey, we did that
Reggie.
together.
We did do that. Yeah, I pulled you on board.
I have an
But I will
idea.
fist
So
bump
you're
you
the
for that
one who
one.
fucked up.
I have an
2020.
idea. I have an idea.
I'm the illustrated man. My tattoos come to life.
I have an idea. Good year blip. So next year we have a good year.
Oh, yeah, that could be
Yeah.
cool. Or I'll just keep getting tattoos as stimulus checks.
I told you, just a dollar sign on
Until
your
you're
throat.
just covered in
12
stimulus
hundo.
checks.
How about 15?
That's hilarious.
Cool.
All right, so who's this first guy we're talking about?
Ed Repka. Ed Repka is one of those guys that I've always known his artwork, but never knew who he was.
Yeah.
And so I was super hyped to research some of this stuff.
I'm super
It's
hyped for all
fucking-
this stuff
yeah.
because a lot of these artists that we're going to talk about today are some of my just favorite art that I've come across just from being into metal
Yeah,
in general,
yeah.
you know? Like lots of death metal stuff and any classic metal album. We're going to go over a lot of stuff tonight and I'm really excited about it. So tell me about Ed.
Ed. All right. Main inspirations were comics.
When was he born?
Oh, he was born sometime. He's like in his 50s or 60s.
He was born.
Now. He's still
Cheers,
alive.
guys.
Yeah, all these guys were born, so we're going to drink a lot.
Yeah.
Yay.
As most people are.
Cites H.R. Geiger, Jack Kirby, and Frank Frazetta as some major influences. Also specifically notes the old Mars Attacks trading cards.
Yeah.
And old school horror movie posters and shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So first gig, I think almost right out of college, because he did one of those art schools in the city because he was a city dude. One of his first major gigs, though, was doing the Venom box set in the early.
this one right here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is right out of college.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because this was pretty early on. Yeah, right, 1908, born. Right, there you go.
Born 1980, died.
Maybe it was
19
85.
This has something to do with Venom, though, right?
Yeah, probably. That's probably when this
Just
came
those
out.
days.
Was this say
85.
died 19 what?
85.
It's probably when it came out.
Oh,
'cause
it's probably like a
Venom's-
greatest hits from that time period.
From back here, it looks like
it was
a
a
2.
re-release of all their major albums. Venom, if you don't know, is one of the first bands to actually use the term black metal. Black metal.
Oh yeah, yeah. Huge
Which is-
influence on bands like Slayer and any other black metal band
Yeah,
that
yeah,
came
yeah.
after. You know, like
Slowly tipping to the darker realm.
I feel like we all should have been in black metal.
yeah, we
We'll
probably
do-
should have.
we'll
but
do
then
a
it would have
corpse
matched
paint.
your fucking Dunkaroo shirt.
Or it makes the Dunkaroos shirt that much
Comment
better.
below if you want us to do a corpse paint episode.
I'm down with that.
Cool.
Also,
So-
I feel like back in the 80s, straight out of college, artists could get jobs, and it wasn't like, first you have to work for no money for 15 years for experience.
Yeah, you need to do an internship and never get paid ever.
Yeah.
Well, like back in the day, there were no computers, so if you could market yourself, if you were good enough at drawing, you could basically be like, "Oh, I'm a designer." You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
because you're gonna draw that font anyway. It's one of my old drawing teachers used to tell me. It's like, "Fuck, if you could get you're good enough, you can get work as a designer." Anyway, so Venom, and then let's click forward on. Where do we end up? Yeah.
NOFX.
He's mostly a punk fan, but didn't have too much to do with the punk world. He ended up mostly working in one of my favorite subgenres of metal, being thrash. And I find this one hilarious because it came out in like 89, and I always heard people critique like Fat Mike being like, did you know, like, I saw him at a concert, but he came out and like totally dressed in drag and like wore a corset and everything. It's like, yeah, but one of their albums from 30 years ago was called S&M Airlines. And
Now you're shocked by...
he's been pretty open.
Now you're shocked by the high heels?
Yeah, he's been pretty open about his explorative sexual nature.
Yeah.
Bam.
See, I didn't realize that he did this album, and it's weird to me because these are one of my favorite bands. These guys are one of my favorite bands, but they had no money back then. They were probably like 22 years old and still playing in people's backyards.
Yeah.
So the fact that he went from Venom to doing this, like,
Yeah, what's it say? 1989 on
Yeah,
there?
this was super early in their overall catalog and stuff. He also did a Circle Jerks record, but I couldn't find a good high-res image of that. It was album 6, where it was like a punker just carving out the Roman numeral of 6 out of marble.
Nice.
So it was pretty interesting. Back in the day when he first started, he used to predominantly work with record labels. But as his career got on, he got sought after, and bands exclusively would like try to find him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it went from being... Yeah, he just his artwork just embodies that genre.
Well, he's got a very signature look to his work. You can tell.
Yeah.
It's like his use of color and stuff like that, and like how polished everything is.
That's the limited color palette, dude. He does so much with it, you know? Let's click forward on it. Oh, yeah.
Austrian Death Machine.
For those who are unaware,
This is a later thing, like
Yeah.
2008. We're gonna look at some older ones, but this is fucking great.
this is this is newer. This is 2008?
Yeah, this is 08. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he'd worked pretty consistently with people in that market from like mid 80s, like we were just looking at with Venom. Yeah, I think he's still putting that stuff out now. I think if you
You're
get
gonna
hold
find
of
with a
him-
lot of these guys like that they're just sought after by bands because of previous works that they've done on other bands'
Yeah,
albums.
exactly.
It just looks so much like the background looks so much like the previous one that
Well, yeah, I mean they're like, oh, I want this guy to illustrate the album cover for this album that we're working on, and like that's just it. Like it just builds up their catalog, you know. Like they just end up working with the same dude. Different bands working with the same dude, you know.
I'm pretty sure Austrian Death Machine had him for like almost every album that they've done. And for those who are unaware, the music is awesome, but the lyrics are just so silly.
Yeah.
It's just all
It's
weird
all in like
quotes from-
Schwarzenegger accents. It's so funny, dude. Like,
Get to the chopper.
yeah,
If it bleeds, it can die.
yeah. These are like song titles of like this band. It's fucking great.
fucking hilarious. Oh yeah, now we're going old school again.
Yes, this
This
is
fucking awesome.
Do you know what year this is? This had to be early '90s.
Yeah.
If it's Death.
so good.
Oh yeah, this is. I wouldn't even guess if it broke the 90s. When I was looking on Spotify, there it said 2012 for the re-release.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
like
from Death
way,
though.
way,
Death's one of
way
my
earlier.
personal favorite bands of all time.
nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Chuck Schuldiner, bro.
This is
Yeah,
such an amazing.
it's a fucking great cover. Like,
so good.
Yeah, dude. It's notice the color scheme. How everything has this light tinge of blue to it. You know, he's really good at like just honing in on a limited color scheme and driving it as far as he can. Yeah, 90, right on the money.
yeah,
you were
he,
right on
he
that
did.
one.
He did a few albums for Death too. Like I think he did the cover of Scream Bloody Gore as well.
Yeah, and then I think maybe the Sound of Perseverance. That looks like it was painted.
Maybe
But that's
that
more,
one's way later.
Yeah,
that's
that
like
one doesn't look as
that's
figurative.
like
That one's probably
2004,
not
I
him.
think, when that one came out.
But yeah, Scream Bloody Gore. That's a fucking great one too. All the red and purple that shine right through on that shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Like you can definitely see this guy's signature style with this album art for sure.
it's fucking so good. God, you just see it's so funny, dude. Evangelical Southern Christians and shit.
Yeah, dude.
About to slap the Jesus into somebody.
They're They're gonna cure him with some bitch slaps
And just some
$20
money
bills.
just falling out of the pocket.
You stupid bitch.
I love the money that's just falling out of his pocket
Yeah.
too.
I wonder what correlated between spiritual healing and bitch slapping people.
Gotta slap the demons out you.
I found a interview with him on YouTube, and he said the best thing to working with him is he's like, just tell me what your album is. Like, don't play me the music. Don't tell me too much about.
Give me
what
a
your
title,
lyric.
let me run
He's like,
with
the
it.
best thing to do is just keep it as simple as possible, and that's what he would deliver. You know.
Yeah, less is more though when it comes to doing something like that. Like if you're looking out for a certain guy, it's like with tattoos. You know, if you're looking for a certain person to do your artwork, like,
Yeah.
just give them an idea and let them run with it, and you're gonna get something.
Exactly,
good.
exactly. That's why I feel like I would, if I were to try to get into this market, I would be like, all right, dude, send me your demo. I'm going to listen to it and like really get into it and then just overanalyze the thing and not end up drawing. You know?
Right? Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Shout out to Death though.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Fucking rules. Oh my God, this is so
Another
good.
good one.
This came out in like 86. I
Yeah,
wanna
this is like
say.
some old
This is
thrash metal,
fucking,
right?
oh my God, it's so good. It's so fucking good. I've been like itching for thrash, honestly, and like using YouTube and being like, oh, what were some of the like best thrash fucking bass players? But after pulling up the amount of bands this guy worked with and then just cross-referencing like what they actually sound like, I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this is fucking awesome too. Holy shit, this rules.
Yeah. Well, it's like he was the dude that everybody went
Yeah.
to for this.
Oh my
cover
God,
art
yeah.
Back in the day.
Oh my God,
because
yeah.
he fucking killed it. Obviously. I never gave Nuclear Assault a really good listen though. I might have to go.
This
check some
CD
stuff out.
is fucking sweet. It's fucking awesome. Such a good thrash name too. Nuclear Assault.
Yeah, back in when did the Cold War end? Probably around this time period.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
90s. It was the 90s.
All right, so this is like the
Little
tail end
early.
of it.
Reaganomics
There
still
was-
in good effect.
Yeah, there was kind of like a obsession with nuclear everything back then for that reason.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Should we go to the next one?
Good old.
If you haven't
80s.
heard this, go check the CD out because it fucking rips.
This one looks like it rips too, just based on the cover art.
Dude, this band fucking rips. This CD is so good. It's like everything that was awesome about
Angels.
like Slayer, like in 1986, but just made in 2012. You know what I
Tight.
mean? It's fucking
All right, I'm
so
gonna have to
good.
check this out then. I haven't heard this.
Those slow like ride drives.
I pointed out to him before the nice guy in there in the background, spread eagle, balls hanging.
Yep. Balls and ass. Doesn't matter. He's dead.
When I
Don't
was
care.
clicking around Google Images, somebody was trying to say that he was ripping off Frank Frazetta on the way he piled up bodies, but
Well,
I
I mean,
whatever.
I mean, how else are you going to
He
pile up
directly
bodies?
cites Frank as an inspiration.
yeah, it's not
and
ripping
just
off. It's just like
it's a pile of dead bodies,
yeah,
dude.
it's influence. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean-
it's
Yeah.
like he's not straight tracing a fucking Frank painting or something like that. You know?
But it's a pile of bodies. Like, what would look different about it? What's your take on a pile of bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Organize
yeah.
it from largest to smallest going up.
Yeah, I mean, I organized it by alphabet.
I love the dude's head. How he's still got that horrific expression on his face.
I like the weathering, like how it shows the muscles that are still kind of there, but as well as like deteriorating and emaciated at the same time. You know?
Yeah.
Looks
Like
all
the
leathery on the ribs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the flesh is still slightly holding onto the ribs, but his arm still has some tone to it. Fucking sweet.
Dude, that like blood pattern that's in the pool there is very Frazetta as well. Like I've seen like stuff like that in a few of his paintings. Like there's that one where the dude was like stabbing the spider, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
And there are some pops of color in the background too, like Frazetta would do. I see
Yeah,
like a
like-
tiny bit of like yellowish greens and purple just kind of hanging out in the rocks for whatever reason.
That little
Just the
green
old-
hue at the
Yeah,
bottom.
it's an old Frazetta
Yeah.
trick throwing that.
That atmospheric effect in the background there.
You can tell it's not a video game cover because there's no palm tree, though.
That's true.
There's no palm trees in hell.
I mean, it would be if it was the 90s and a video game cover, but
Yeah, this one was more 2010s or later, so it wasn't quite the
Yeah.
90s where you couldn't sell it without a palm tree.
It's pretty rad though.
Yeah, this band fucking rips. If you're in the mood for Slayer, but you feel like you've heard too much Slayer, throw on some fucking
Right.
Suicidal Angels.
I'll have to check that out.
Oh my god.
Another classic band.
Yeah,
Municipal Waste.
Municipal Waste. This is what got me hyped on that, because fucking clicking around on YouTube and then realizing, like, wait a second. Like, pulling this up and looking at this image actually on a TV versus when you'd go Spotify off your phone.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a second. Did fucking Repka do this shit too? Is this the same guy that fucking...
It's another
Oh my
pile of
God.
dead bodies. Do you think he got it from...
Stole it from somebody else? Dude, fucking sweet. Another, he just hangs out in that nice two-tone pocket.
See, I'm glad, like, well, I guess I can't really say this for sure, but I think most metal bands are still keeping the cover art painting thing alive. Like, we were talking about this with movie posters in the last episode. And, like, you don't really see that much anymore that's not just photoshopped all together as far as movie posters go. But in metal album art, there's still a huge respect for, like, original painted cover.
Yeah,
for your
these.
album.
I bet these are the kind of guys that probably approached him personally and like bypassed what the label wanted to do. They're like, nah, I think we're gonna call Repka on this.
Yeah.
Because like this is
Spend the extra
05.
cash
This
to
is
make it awesome.
This is while he's like 20 years deep into his career and shit, you know. So it's not. Yeah, it's fucking rules. Municipal Waste is probably cited as one of the more famous like modern thrash metal fucking bands.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like them, Havoc, and Toxic Holocaust, who should be up next.
In your favorite T-shirt by Municipal Waste.
Oh, is Trump blasting his own face off? Oh, Toxic Holocaust is so fucking good.
Dude, that
Again,
that
the
foreground dude is rendered so well. That's awesome.
Again, that two-tone, man.
The coloring.
Yeah.
That two-tone fucking color scheme,
Yeah.
dude.
He's got that
purple
really
fucking
strong,
yellow.
like, off-camera light source that's just, like,
Yeah, yeah.
illuminating all the detail on him. It's awesome.
I feel like in this one you really see like the fucking like old school just horror shit. You
The
know,
green and the sienna just bouncing off each other.
Yeah. It's a good combo right there.
Purple
Toxic
background.
Holocaust also fucking rips. So if you need a metal recommendation, go check that shit out.
What year was this?
They're probably only been active for this was one of their first actual major label releases. I think this is probably like the first thing they did outside of their demo phase. So I would guess probably almost the same time that Municipal Waste one came out, like 08 maybe.
Okay.
Earlier than 2010.
05 to 10.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I think Overdose of Death by them can't wait. Actually, I see a signature. What's it say by Josh?
It looks like 2009 or maybe 2004. It's hard to see. It's kind of small.
Cool.
Close enough.
But yeah, mid to late 2000s.
Yeah, yeah. And this is the shit that made me want to
classic
fucking
album
talk
right
about
here.
'em.
Like,
This is probably like one of the first handful of CDs I ever bought.
Yeah.
So like, you know, just staring at this fucking image and having the music playing and just being like,
yeah, dude.
shit.
Did he do more than just this for them, though?
Oh,
he-
yeah.
We'll,
Okay.
we'll get to that. There's,
Oh, okay.
there's more in here.
One of his big things is actually he ended up a lot of guys went to him because he was good at kind of getting a character. Like most of those Suicidal Angels fucking albums have that guy like with wings and a sword. Like all the Austrian death machines have like the pseudo Terminator look.
Right.
He did albums for Uncle Slam, which I couldn't really find a lot of good ones, but it's like a super muscular fucking.
What a great name.
Uncle Slam.
So
But dude,
good.
yeah, Vic Rattlehead, which is this guy right here, is basically Megadeth's version of Eddie. You
Yeah,
know, Iron
yeah, yeah,
Maiden's
yeah.
Oh,
mascot.
okay.
Man, I've been telling you about this ad nauseum, but fucking like the book that Dave Mustaine just put out about
Yeah.
the making of this album is fucking great. If you're a fan of metal, you should go check that book out. It's fucking awesome. There's like a narrated version on Audible right now where it's like ex-members and current members of the band are all talking about how this album came together, and it's so good. It's
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
good listen.
This is one of those things that is just stuck in my head for fucking ever.
This
Like
is
being
one of the best albums from that era for sure.
Oh yeah, as terms of fucking like yeah. Yeah, I remember being a kid, fucking like 9 or 10, fucking dude's older brother down the street wearing a fucking Megadeth t-shirt, just being like, "What the fuck?
oh, that's cool, man.
Fucking Megadeth, this is awesome."
Do you think the imagery is like a huge part of why people like us are attracted to like this kind of music?
Yes.
Just like seeing the cover art from back
Dude,
then?
honestly, like, yeah, I don't know, man. For some reason, when I was just going through his fucking, like, like I said, I was cross-referencing everything I could find that he worked on with like Spotify and just listening to a few songs. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. This shit is sweet. Like, fuck yeah. Like, I want more. Yeah, this one stuck with me for sure. Shout out to Gary and Paul Radziak, Northeast Philly, for fucking like introducing me to this shit as like a 9-year-old, man. I'll never fucking forget that nonsense.
Oh, dude,
You didn't
this
say it with a
album's
Philly
so good.
accent. They might not understand you.
Hey, I ain't trying to offend nobody here, you know?
All from a cheesesteak.
Again, that was like, yeah.
Can't go wrong with
All
this
the
album,
blue-
though.
all
It's
the
one of the
blues
best
and
albums ever
purples.
made as far as thrash metal goes.
For
Arguably
fucking sure.
better than Metallica, because fucking Dave Mustaine wrote most of the songs on the first album of Metallica, which not many people realize.
Yeah, Metallica started to phase into their down and out while Megadeth was kind of hitting their stride.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'd say they were starting to fucking really tear some ass.
yeah.
And he did like all the promotional art for this because they did a couple of singles. I think Hangar 18 and Holy Wars were probably the 2 singles. So he had separate illustrations that were different from this. So they fucking hired him all the way through.
I love how it looks like H.W. Bush is on.
Yeah,
in the background
yeah.
there. This is about the time he was president too when this came out, right? Like after Reagan.
Yeah, when did he get elected? 88?
I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, it was
but
88.
Yeah,
around
88
there.
to 92 because 92 was
Yeah.
Clinton.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this would have been...
Yeah, right around that time.
Wow, this is really a history lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Punk rockers and metalheads were not fans of Bushes and Reagans.
Or politics in general.
Yeah.
Military intelligence, 2 words together, that don't make sense.
But Donald Trump.
Yeah,
now.
this is the album that fucking he
This is the
initially did
previous
from-
album
yeah,
before
yeah.
Rust in Peace.
Peace sells, but who's fucking buying? Victory Litters. Nice.
Yeah.
All of his signature traits, developing a character that the band could use forever, and fucking the 2-tone complexities. Most of his artwork was acrylic and airbrush.
Okay.
So yeah, fun stuff. I
This
think
is
it makes
like peak heroin Megadeth too.
Isn't
still
there a
pretty
Sex
awesome.
Pistols cover on here too?
Yeah, I think there is. I haven't really given this album an extensive listen, although I know like the title track is fucking amazing. Like, but you could see Rust in Peace like brewing. Like,
Reggie loves bass.
in
You
this
can't
one.
tell.
Sweet.
Yeah, another awesome illustration. You can definitely see this guy's style like come through on all of these. Always has that like really reflected light color in there, like that purple that's in like the
Yeah,
pant
his
legs
like
here.
a shadow color and a
Yeah.
secondary light. He's got so much cool stuff going
He
on.
uses very like color at a space purple. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, all the Megadeth stuff was basically where he kind of launched his career, you know? Like the little things like the Venom box art, and that was one thing, but all the shit that he did for fucking Megadeth kind of just made him a staple for that fucking genre. Which all in due time, yeah. Sweet.
Another fucking classic album. I encourage everybody to listen to these because they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, they rip. And one of his favorite things, since he was mostly a fan of the punk, he said one of his favorite things that he got to do was do this Resurrection poster for the Misfits.
Oh yeah, it looks like this one's actually flipped backwards, but still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fucking sweet.
Classic Misfits imagery here.
Yep.
Just like super polished and rendered.
Sweet devil lock, bro.
All of his signature traits, the high key fucking lighting colors.
Oh yeah, dude.
Two-tone.
Super saturated colors too.
Neon
I
green,
really
neon
like that
red.
about his work. There's
Great fucking texture of like
Yeah.
the rotting flesh and all that.
really good warm and cool contrast and everything.
I feel like I see the Frazetta influence in the cape.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
The way it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fades in the background.
Yeah, the soft edge cape that's kind of like grabbing into the wind.
Yeah, it's very Frazetta. It looks a little more polished, you know, like as far as just rendering everything. Because Frank would often leave things like unfinished background wise, you know, and just polish the foreground to make it stand out more. This is like the whole image is rendered fucking beautifully.
Yeah, sweet. And that covers it. That's Ed Repka.
Well, we got some other guys to talk
Yeah.
about here too.
Well,
Cheers to Eddie, though.
That's my segment. Cheers to Repka.
Here, I need
Kind
a
of
beer.
shit.
What do you want?
I'll take one of these.
All right. Cheers.
Clang.
All right, this guy is Dan Seagrave. He is a British artist living in Toronto, Ontario.
Which means he was born.
Yes, let's do this
Birth.
again.
Here we go again.
Cheers.
I got that one
I'd have to
myself.
say
You guys see?
this guy is one of my favorite artists because he did stuff like this. This
Ooh,
is
sweet.
from the album Imperial Doom by Monstrosity, a Florida death metal band. I actually have the vinyl for this upstairs, but it's just fucking rad. This is early 90s.
Oh, nice. I was going to ask if they were.
The
You said
text-
Florida death metal. It's like that 90s.
Yeah,
Florida,
that
that
90s
Tampa
Florida
Bay.
death metal. Yeah. Where,
Not-
where it was at back in that
That
time
fucking
period.
Ace
Not-
Ventura death metal.
Yeah.
Not 2020 bath salts, Florida.
Yeah.
Dude, the textures in the background of that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Fucking
Like
righteous.
you'll notice going forward, a lot of his art has like this crazy, like super atmospheric, like dystopian landscape kind of feel to it. It's awesome.
Florida metal back then was what, like Winter Park, Florida?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, like Orlando area. And
That's
this is
where Winter Park is.
another band from that that time period, Morbid Angel, probably one of the most notable death metal bands there is. And he did this one for him back in, I think it was 1989. Altars of Madness. This was their
Nice.
first album.
Fucking right on.
Just the layers to it. So good.
Yeah, this is a classic death metal album right here. You should definitely check this out if you haven't. And this one is another Morbid Angel from 2000. This is some of his later artwork. Like I'm saying, with dystopian landscapes. Like,
This one's beautiful.
yeah. This is how most of his work looks now. Like, this is like the evolution of his stuff.
Gateways to Annihilation.
Yeah.
Tools and material. Do you know what he uses?
Oils.
Oh, so
Pretty
these
sure
are
it's, all
predominantly
oil
like
paintings,
traditional paintings. Nice.
Yeah. But they're always like this crazy expressive landscape kind of stuff.
Sweet.
It's another great album. As is this one, another one of the Illustrated, some Suffocation.
Nice.
Have you played with them before?
I didn't play with them. I've seen them a few times.
Okay.
Fucking sweet.
Yeah, there's so much going on in this one.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint anything. It's like, whoa, what?
I feel like it's the kind of album that fucks with you because if you try to focus on one spot, like the background looks like it should be moving.
Yeah.
So you
There,
gotta,
there's
like,
just like tons of detail in all.
Is it
this
a
guy's
robot?
works.
Is it a spider? Is it
It's
a
all those
crustacean?
Effigy of the Forgotten.
Such a good name.
It's another classic death metal album. We're going through a lot of really awesome albums today.
Your favorite.
This is not my favorite Suffocation album, but it's up there for sure.
I meant just your favorite of
genre.
of everything
Yeah.
tonight.
Well, yeah. But there's so much going on in here. Like, this guy's definitely one of my favorites as far as album art goes. Or
Seagrave, this was?
yeah, Dan
Sweet.
Seagrave.
Yeah.
So is this one. This is another Suffocation. This is later.
Nice.
Super fucking metal.
Souls
This has
to
be
Deny.
like 2004, 2005, around there.
Such good names for these albums too.
Like the impaled dude in the bottom corner here.
Oh, yeah,
Right
sweet.
there.
I didn't even see that. There's so
Are
much.
there more
love
in
it.
the background? Like up towards the,
Yeah.
the left, upper left, underneath the gargoyle head.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a
right there.
couple.
That dude.
There's a big one. Yeah, there's one on the other side,
Yeah, right here.
right above the text.
Whole bunch of dead
I noticed the
guys.
guy at the
Oh,
bottom
one
left,
all
too.
along the
back.
all
You'll
along
notice
the
the
trail.
trend with death metal album art. There's a lot of dead guys on them.
Yeah.
All along the trail, there's
Yep,
more. I
yep.
see 5 more.
It's a nice limited color palette too. It looks like yellow ochre into that purple fucking mix.
Yeah. Like a very
Sweet.
blue-gray kind of look. Nice warm and cool contrast.
Yeah, yeah. The Skeksis skulls coming out of that
Yeah,
shit.
that's what it looks like. Some dark crystal kind of shit. But I just love this guy's artwork just because of the atmospheres. Like he's, if you go on his website, I think it's danseagrave.com. He's just pretty much has every album art he's ever done on there, all like in super high quality, so you can just look at all the detail of them. And like we're barely scratching the surface here with the few that we're showing. These are just like more of the more notable bands that he's worked with. So I would advise everybody to check that out.
Did you see anything on like sizes for any of these guys? That was one thing I
No,
got to think
I
about.
don't really know how big the originals are for something like this, but I would assume it has to be pretty good size to get all this detail in.
Yeah,
there.
the biggest is going to be reproduced is like a LP is 1212. So
What's
Yeah.
the medium of this?
oil probably.
Okay.
nice.
All right, this guy right here, I mean, I think you'll know what he's responsible for. This is Derek Riggs, and that's Eddie. He's the creator of Eddie from Iron Maiden.
That
Iron
guy
Maiden's
just looks
mascot.
so wholesome.
He truly does.
He is
Like-
a British artist best known for creating Eddie and the subsequent cover art for Iron Maiden.
Like the photo of him, if you told me he was a school guidance counselor, I'd be like,
Yeah.
that guy.
Well, he's British, so I think all the tea makes them.
He looks like that
wholesome.
one actor. I can't fucking think of his name, though. It's been in a
The
bunch
dad
of shit.
from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that. But there's like another guy too. Oh fuck. His
I
name
don't know,
escapes me.
but
right
this
now.
guy was born.
Yeah,
Born.
as most guys
To
were.
Iron Maiden.
Bam's just trying to get everybody drunk tonight.
Yeah, it's what we do on Tuesday nights.
Essential party night.
So this is the
Oh,
first one, the Iron Maiden self-titled album. This is late 70s.
Honestly, I had no idea they were all by the same guy because like step A to B is a lot different. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I always thought because they didn't really have the look of Eddie nailed down until like album like 2 or 3.
Well, I think he had a
but-
different name here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And it wasn't Eddie yet. Like, I think they just dubbed him Eddie at some point. you know?
So did he do all of their albums, or
Not
did
all of
he
them,
come up with
like,
a character and then other
he
artists?
came up with the character, Eddie.
Right, and then other artists might portray Eddie.
Yeah, like later albums are more like CG and like stuff like that, you know?
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I thought. So
But like he definitely illustrated like this one, and there's a couple more on here. This is the self-titled from the late 70s. I'm not sure exactly what year this is, but this is before
78.
This is like pre Bruce Dickinson Iron Maiden, Paul Diano Iron Maiden.
I love that Iron Maiden. I fucking love that Iron Maiden.
But yeah, I did this
Oh,
one,
and the-
Killers.
Yeah, see that's where
that's the one that I'm
it
used
shifts
to.
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Fucking sweet.
What year did this come out?
I have no fucking idea.
'Cause at the
My
bottom
guess
it-
it's early 80s or late 70s, one of the two.
Because at the bottom it says copyright 2011.
Yeah, but this is
so that's why.
just like this is just an image I pulled off the internet, so it has whatever fucking date is on here.
that I
Like,
feel like throwing on there.
yeah, this is definitely like back in the day.
My guess is 80, right on the money.
Yeah,
because
probably
I
around
think like
there.
first album 78, second album 80.
Then there was, of course, Number of the Beast.
Yeah, this one's probably right around like 81, 82, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's about as
This
old
one-
as I am.
This one looks straight airbrush.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what medium he was working with. Quite possibly airbrush.
I think I bought a poster for this and was been staring at it, the oversized one, and I'm pretty sure a lot of
Well,
this
it's
is
one of
like-
the classic metal album
Yeah.
arts,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
this is right. This is right next to
and
my fucking
albums
drawing.
for that point.
Was that
you
on
know?
our adventure day?
Yeah, yeah. I bought this from Music City one night when we were shouldn't probably have been dicking around, but yeah, this is right next to my drawing station now.
I think it's amazing that Iron Maiden is still a touring band. I mean, it's been like how many fucking years now? Like almost fucking going on 50 years that
Yeah.
Iron Maiden's been a fucking band.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're still
Dude,
out there.
they were opening for bands that they have long since surpassed. You know what I mean? Like one of their first American tours was opening for like fucking Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have long since surpassed.
Side note: I've seen Ted Nugent.
Can't wait fever.
He played that. But yeah,
Of course he did.
Now I remember that was the day that we were out just screwing around. We went and bought a bunch of fireworks and then bought the Iron Maiden poster.
Yeah, that's dope, dude.
You guys had the best 12-year-old day of your life.
Yeah, it was great. I'm pretty sure we ate tacos into our corn dogs.
Another one.
So good.
Another fucking classic album, man.
So good.
There's no bad songs on this album.
That's what I mean. Their first 4 are like fucking. Oh my god.
I'm not
Oh
even
my
sure
God.
what year Peace of Mind is. There's a few in between this and Number of the Beast, I think. But they're fucking all great, dude. Like,
I think.
as cheesy as they get sometimes, like there's a special place in my heart for Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you look at horror movie special effects makeup around this time, they took so much influence from that.
Oh, quite possibly, yeah.
These were probably right in order because I think this is like right album 4.
Well, there's Seventh
think
Son of the
5
Seventh Son. That's another album that's in there. I'm not sure if
Power Slave is probably right around 5.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
that
that's
might-
more close to Peace of Mind. So yeah, there's a few albums floating around in there. Like there's a huge catalog of Iron Maiden albums now.
They were putting out like a disc a year.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the 80s, they were like
Yeah.
not fucking like no, all gas, no brakes. Yeah, that one rips, dude. Fucking shit. Look
Yeah.
at that shit.
This is the Troopers on this album, and some Aces High, Revelations, bunch of good songs. This guy here, though, this is Larry
Awesome.
Carroll. He's an Australian-born American painter who basically is known for his works with Slayer.
Dude,
mainly
That gentleman.
mainly
had
the
very
big 3
tall
albums
forehead.
from Slayer.
His hair, though.
He has a very tall forehead, and I think it's distracting.
I think this is very later in his life after the
Yeah.
whole Slayer thing.
Such amazing hair.
Because this guy
Just gotta say.
this guy died in 2019. So let's
Well,
cheers to Larry
fucking
Carroll.
Slayer.
Two.
he was born and he died.
He was born and he died. 2 slams.
But he's mainly known for illustrating these 3 albums: Rain and Blood, South
Which
of Heaven,
everybody says-
and Seasons in the Abyss. Like the peak Slayer moment in
yeah.
time. And
Where Slayer could do no wrong.
yeah, where everything was just fucking killing. Like every album was just fucking mwah.
You are so excited right now.
Well, dude, like these are undeniably the best, some of the best albums that come out of thrash metal ever. Like,
Yeah.
especially this time period.
Dude,
This-
I do not mind coming across thrash metal bands that are like 80s Slayer clones.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sweet, more shit from the
Yeah.
80s by Slayer. Like
So much good
Evil
shit,
or
man.
like I mentioned before, Suicide Angels.
Slayer's definitely one of my top favorite bands of all fucking time for good reason, you know. And like the fact that this guy did these 3 albums, and I get like huge Hieronymus Bosch vibes from
Oh,
all
yeah.
his fucking artwork. Like it's
the
awesome.
balance of green
It's-
and
it's
red
crazy.
and orange and blue is beautiful.
Because these are even the albums that the heads say, like, yo, you want to listen to Slayer? You go,
Yeah,
like,
if
Rain
you
and
want to get
Blood,
the experience, you get
Season of
these
the
3
Abyss.
albums right here.
Like that's Slayer.
yeah.
What was the 3rd album?
Seasons in the Abyss. That was 1990.
South
Oh,
of Heaven.
This one was 86, and South of Heaven was 1988.
South of Heaven. That's the one I missed you. Which one you're talking about?
That's on here as well.
Cool.
But funny story, when I was looking up stuff about this guy, apparently Slayer didn't like this album cover to begin with, but then they showed it to one of their parents, and their parents hated it, so they knew they were onto something. So they went with this.
Oh my
What
God.
didn't? What? Why?
Well, compared to like all the other stuff, like this
Yeah, like
isn't-
backtrack to like what
this
Repka
is very
did. how
very
it's, like,
fucking different from like
Yeah.
other album art from that
Yeah.
time.
like a
I-
2-tone rotting zombie brain. Like
I
Repka
know,
would
but,
do, but
so was their music. It would seem like they wanted to do something different.
there's more like neutral tone. You know, this feels more like it would be.
Well,
like you
even
meant
just like the proportions of the
Hieronymus Bosch vibe.
the characters are so different. Like that's why I get like a huge Hieronymus Bosch vibe from this dude. Is just the way everything's arranged and how like the characters just look how they look. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like supposed to be realistic,
So good.
but it's still awesome.
How would they look at that and just be like, nah, I guess.
But this is the one for Seasons in the Abyss. This is like I get more of a Edvard Munch kind of
Yes,
vibe. from
very
this.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a print of this somewhere, don't we? Hanging in the shop.
Yeah, I think it was in the bathroom at one point.
All remember dusting this many of days.
Did you ever see Stormtroopers of Death, their parody of this? Seasoning the Obese was the name of the fucking album.
I know their character
Yeah.
is like a fucking mock of Eddie.
It's a
Like
Scott
they'd
Ian
always do
thing.
it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh my god. SOD.
But yeah, this is the 1990. And then this one is South of Heaven. This is 1988.
Oh, that one's so fucking good.
What's the medium for this one?
I'm not even sure, man. I think it's maybe like a mixed media kind of thing.
It's got to be because I mean that's like collage.
pastels, maybe. It looks very pastel-ish.
It
Well,
looks
like
like he did a lot of knife painting on here because you see the
Scratch
the
work.
stroke. Yeah,
Yeah.
like how the paint doesn't evenly disperse as it would with a brush.
Well, that's why I was curious
Like
if it was
those-
like a collage with some paint over it, or
What's interesting about this dude is his later works were exhibited widely in Europe and the United States and is represented in permanent collections of a number of museums and public galleries. And it's nothing like this. It's like
Really?
art installation kind of stuff.
what?
So he's well known for illustrating these 3 albums at like the beginning of his career, but then he went on to like his successful gallery career.
Huh?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think Ed Repka is still taking phone calls.
But yeah,
Call him up.
This guy passed away last year, so
Rest in peace, bro.
yeah, rest in peace, bro.
Piece by piece.
One more time.
Clang.
There's only one way out of here.
Through the bathroom.
Oh, Slayer fans will get that reference. All right, this guy, this dork here is
Another wholesome man.
Michael Whelan, American artist of imaginative realism. For more than 30 years, he has worked as an illustrator specializing in science fiction and fantasy cover art and also album art.
And he also owns that shirt.
He is the only living artist to be inducted into the Science Fiction Hall of Fame in June 2009.
Cool.
And he did this. I think I showed you guys this. I bought prints of this recently.
Oh, it was
Shit.
this guy? Yes. We never cheersed his birth.
Well, let's cheers to Michael Whelan.
on his
One of the
born
best
day.
fantasy
Clang.
illustrators. I would say on par with Frank Frazetta as far as skill
I'm seeing a
goes.
lot of sweet fucking airbrush work in that eyeball going on in the background.
This is actually acrylic, the whole thing.
Really?
All of it? Wow.
Yeah.
That moon in the background
Well,
has the soft
I mean-
airbrush.
This is actually part of a diptych. So this is one side of it.
Yeah, I'm looking at that highlight on the iris. It looks like he's got at least some hits of fucking airbrush shit in there,
Yeah.
but it's still sweet.
But yeah, this is the other part too.
Oh,
This was used.
shit, I love that too.
If you go on his Instagram, he
Fuck.
just posted this up again recently, both parts of the diptych, and it's been used several times in like H.P. Lovecraft books. The title of it is Lovecraft's Nightmare.
That's the one you just scored, right?
Yeah, both of these, like the 2-print set. 'Cause this is one of my favorite artworks of all time. Like I love everything about this, especially the subtle hints of red throughout the black and gray. Like that just defines like what I love about fucking everything in art. You know, those little color pops here and there. Like this is what I love about black and gray art in general is minimal color throughout black and gray looks fucking awesome.
Yeah. Dude, what time period are we talking about here?
This is early 90s, maybe. I'm not sure exactly when he painted this.
Yeah, Obituary's been at it for fucking ever.
But this was used before that, though, I think. I mean, it looks like maybe some point in the 90s. There's a little fucking signature
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here. You can kind of see it, but I can't make out the date. But it's fucking awesome. It's been used several times on several different albums and books. But Michael Whelan also did a lot of stuff for Sepultura back in the day.
Yeah, fuck.
So it's around the same time period as peak Slayer. There was a peak in thrash metal in back in that era where you had like
Can we sub out Anthrax for Sepultura for like the top 4?
but
So what's your top 4?
Well, they always
big
say
four?
the
Yeah.
big 4 are Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax.
yeah.
Can't you just replace Metallica?
Yeah.
Well, Metallica back in the day,
Metallica had
really
some great. They had like a peak 3 albums, like all
peak
these bands did.
1990. Peak 1990.
Yeah.
So are you saying you like Metallica?
Yeah, I do enjoy like classic Metallica. Like Injustice for All is definitely one of my favorite albums.
I think that's the only one I
Yeah,
actually
like
enjoy.
Injustice for All and fucking Rust in Peace.
That's not even like
shit I would listen
most
to
people
when I
would
was,
not
like,
say that though. They would say like Master of Puppets or Ride the Lightning or even Kill 'Em All. Like some of them, you know.
I mean, I like Kill 'Em All for the Dave Mustaine songs on there.
Yeah, but I think Metallica hit their stride at Injustice for All, but after that, it just went down the fucking hill.
Injustice for All is the one I always got
Yeah.
into the most.
And I felt like that was a tribute to Cliff Burton, you know, because he had died right before that.
Didn't he have a
But
hand in
also,
it?
I enjoyed it mostly because of the album artwork.
Yeah, the front's cool.
Yeah. It was a little bit cooler.
See, there's
than
no
what they did
Metallica
before.
albums on here just because I didn't like their album art as much as all this stuff. Like, this
Yeah.
deserves to be seen, I think, more.
But I remember being like 10 years old and seeing that. And being
Yeah.
like, oh,
But, like,
sweet.
Yeah.
The-
That's probably, of like their first 4 or 5 albums, that's definitely like the best cover, I'd think.
Yeah.
I would make that argument.
Yeah.
And Justice for All has the best artwork for the first 4 or 5 Metallica albums.
sure.
Yeah.
I feel like
sure.
my issue with Metallica was I got into them right before the Napster thing happened, and then I just lost all respect. And I
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was easy to do at that point in time. Then they had that documentary they put out, like, fucking, I forget the name of it.
I promise I'm not lame.
Well, it was lame. It was lame. They had like band therapy sessions and stuff. I'm like,
Oh,
this is like, I don't
God.
want to see this shit. Like, come on.
I want to
But-
see you guys back freebase and shit.
Anyway, there was like a golden fucking moment in thrash metal in like 1990, like you were saying, around there, where all these albums came out. There was Rain and Blood and Beneath the Remains and Arise and all these albums by Sepultura and Slayer and Metallica and Megadeth that all kind of
Death were
coalesced.
getting
Like,
rolling and fucking.
yeah, this was like the peak of thrash metal and just like the beginnings of death metal and stuff, like all that back in this time period. And the artwork was fucking dope too.
Yeah, a lot of this shit for sure has like embedded itself into my fucking brain.
Yeah.
And I cannot forget, like, I kind of learned these guys' names to help with this podcast, but like those images have forever been embedded in my
Yeah,
for the
like
last,
even
30
before you knew
years,
the
that
artist
shit.
names, like you knew these cover arts.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that.
And you could tell that Peace Cells and Rust in Peace were definitely done by the same guy and shit.
Yeah, because it was just
But
so
then, you
like
know,
seamless.
Yeah.
The same with this one and Beneath the Remains. This is another Michael Whelan painting. And it's a little taller, like the actual painting. It's cropped in this, but
That bat.
yeah.
Fucking sweet.
The bat is so adorable.
This is one of my favorite fucking albums by far, though. Like,
Don't make fun of me, Christina.
I wasn't.
Fucking righteous.
yeah. But that's not the only thing he did for Sepultura. He did 3 albums for them as well. And also did Chaos AD.
9. Sweet.
This is where like the newer generation of metal started to happen. This is around the time of Pantera and stuff too, when that started to come out. Because this was a change for Sepultura, kind of like the similar change that Metallica had from like Injustice for All to the Black Album.
Yeah.
You
So-
know what I'm saying?
So what year would you say this would be about?
This is still in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. Like late 90s.
Late 90s, though.
Yeah.
Would you say earlier or late?
Like later, because it was, well, maybe mid 90s. I don't know.
94,
exactly.
95 maybe?
Yeah. There was still some good songs
Bloody
on this
Roots was like their last album in the
That
90s,
was after
right?
this, yeah.
Yeah, and that just had like a photograph of some Capoeira dudes.
Yeah.
And that's when they leaned real heavy and just to the hand drum.
Yeah, that's where they really slowed down. Like, I feel like a lot of those bands from this time period just kind of slowed the tempo of their songs way the fuck down.
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school and I was starting to try to explore Slayer and grabbing like Diabolos and Musica and being like, huh.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this
like
Slayer,
yeah, even
or is this
Slayer
like-
kind of got a little weird
Yeah.
for a second there, you know, but they came back pretty hard with the following albums, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Still not as good as like that peak time in the 90s when all these bands were putting out fucking killer shit.
And they had the best artists working for them.
Yeah.
Which is why we're fucking here.
All right, so what's next here? All right, this is Wes Benscotter. He is an American artist living in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I couldn't find much else out about this guy.
But clearly, he was born.
Clearly, he was born. But he's another awesome metal cover illustrator.
Out of all the guys, though, he does not look like a school guidance counselor.
No, he doesn't.
No, he seems like he'd probably just hang out in back with a metal show with his arms crossed.
Yeah.
Just be like, fucking
Be like-
posers.
But he fits in.
But he did this. This is Broken Hope's Loathing. This is late 90s, I think. Late 90s death metal.
What's the medium?
I'm not sure exactly.
Looks almost digital.
Is it traditional or digital?
It's definitely traditional because this is before really the dawn of digital art, I would say. Yeah, so it's maybe like oil or something. It might, I don't know, it might be a combination of that.
Because some of the highlights on there definitely look like they're airbrush rather than.
Yeah, he might have done that as well. But this guy has some awesome shit. Like, I included this one just because of how awesome it is. I don't know who this was for. I'm pretty sure it was like a cover of something, but I couldn't find any information on it. This was just straight from his website. But this is just so metal, I wanted to put it on here.
So
Do you
brutal.
think that band that wrote Book of Heavy Metal saw this and was like, I know what I'm going to write now.
Dream Evil. This is so good.
This
though.
rad.
fucking rips. Dude, I don't know. I can't look at this and not hear a blast beat. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude. I mean, like, its face is the fucking horns, bro.
Yeah. Or that fucking Slayer. Wow. Holy shit. He's just puking out guts.
Yeah, dude.
God. Hey, I got an idea for an
I'm getting a
album.
very Hans Memling vibe from this one.
Yeah.
You remember that piece we looked at where like there was a demon face on the demon?
That was like a common thing back then where they're just like, you know what the devil's going to look like? He's going to have a funny face on his belly.
yeah.
That was in the fucking crazy ass anime I used to watch as a kid, Devilman. When one of the demons, when one of the demons possessed somebody, he made like their. That was like the first time I saw that shit when their fucking belly slits open and all of a sudden there's a fucking mouth and giant fangs hanging out in there. That fucking shit rules.
That's fucked up, dude.
You ever watch Devilman, dude?
I don't think I have.
That's like the most metal anime that there ever.
That'd be a
fucking
good thing to
was.
discuss, though. Anime artwork at some point.
Oh,
What's wrong with anime artwork? Some of it's pretty rad.
Yeah, dude.
Have you ever watched Death Note?
Death Note's pretty good.
I'll just be over here drinking quietly.
There's a lot of classic films to discuss too, if we're gonna get into that, like Princess
I've seen-
Mononoke, Akira, things
I've
like
seen
that.
Death Note.
Spirited Away.
I actually started
Yeah,
buying all
Spirited
the
Away is pretty
Akira
good.
books so I can talk about what the writer-artist traditionally did.
Dude, Akira is like baked into Japanese culture now too. That's how big it was. Like when it came out,
Yeah.
it was pretty crazy over there.
And that was like one of the first anime to make it into American theaters.
Yeah, I mean that's
So-
one of the first ones I saw. I remember having that on VHS when I was a kid and like being like, "This is fucking weird," but I'm into it.
Yeah. I had a few years of anime under my belt before my art teacher in high school was like, yo, go to Video King and go rent Akira. I'm telling you. And then watching that shit and being like, mind blown.
Yeah, it's super weird but awesome. Yeah, that's a subject we could definitely
Yeah, this
delve
fucking
into.
rips.
I think Brandon just checked out as soon as we said anime.
Yeah, he's on his phone now, like some kind of tard.
Again, out of all the people here, you would think the dude in the Dunkaroo shirt would be super
And
psyched
fucking sunglasses.
about anime. Not even.
Hey,
a little bit.
Dunkaroos.
Yeah, fucking Dunkaroos. Who doesn't like
Who
Dunkaroos?
you answering on your phone?
I mean, not enough to wear a fucking shirt that says Dunkaroos on it.
Who doesn't like Dunkaroos?
Damn it, Josh. Now what am I going to get you for Christmas?
Shit. You can get me a print of this because it's pretty rad. Black Seeds of Vengeance by Nile. Fucking awesome modern death metal album. This is early 2000s, another one by Wes Benscotter.
How old is Niall?
Nile funny enough, they played in Vestal on their first tour. There was a place called the Strike Zone in Vestal, and they played a show there.
I forgot about that. That was in like 2001, probably.
Yeah, it's
Where was the
early
Strike Zone in Vestal?
2000s. I'm not sure exactly. I wasn't there, but I hear all sorts of things about the show still.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to this day, you know. It's like when Mastodon played in a fucking Chinese buffet. Here,
Yeah.
you know. That's
Were you
like
there? Were you there?
No, I was not. I was not
I was
there.
at that.
But
I was at
Nips,
that.
I think
You
Nips
did
was
go?
there.
Yeah, I remember that. Fuck yeah.
Was that the time?
Toxic Holocaust, one of the bands we did review, played at fucking Fitzy's on Thanksgiving.
No shit.
Kevin
dude, that's awesome.
Kevin Colbert organized that shit to be Thrash Giving.
Thrash.
Yeah, dude, it was ramming speed in defense, and fucking ramming speed is awesome, which is like the perfect name for a thrash metal band. Ramming speed.
Yeah,
On a
it's
side
awesome.
note, was the Mastodon show the one where the dude just went into the fucking crowd with a
Not the ladder.
ladder?
Nope,
No,
it is
that's
not the
not that
ladder
one.
show. Have you guys seen that? It was at a local hardcore show, and a dude took like probably like a good 12-foot tall ladder, ran into the middle of the crowd, put it over his neck, and just started spinning it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and everyone was like hitting the deck, like just trying not to get hit by this metal ladder. Yeah,
damn.
so good.
Man, local show stories are
YouTube
Great.
that shit. It's still up there.
Binghamton Ratchet shit.
Yeah, that's some Binghamton hood rat shit right there.
yeah. But yeah,
This kind of looks like it's mixed media. If you look
yeah,
at the back,
it could be.
ground to the foreground. It kind of looks like it's collaged together a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snake is the only thing. Yeah.
Or maybe there's some really hard
Just the
airbrush
background
in
stuff,
there.
you know what
Who
I mean?
knows?
But still fucking cool.
Yeah, this was another really big album in death metal around this time period, mid to late 2000s. Well, probably more like 2003, 2004. Egyptian death metal from South Carolina. Seen these guys live, though, a couple times. They're awesome.
But not in Vestal.
And then there's this
Oh,
one,
yeah.
classic Slayer. This was
my
right
God.
after Seasons in the Abyss.
Dude, a buddy of mine in
1994.
high school had this fucking T-shirt. Fucking
Dude, I have a flag of this
Is this
still. Like,
Integrity, right?
what's up?
What the fuck's the name of the album?
Divine Intervention.
Divine Intervention, not Integrity. Yeah, Divine Intervention.
For a second, I thought you
Yeah.
said Tegrity. I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Integrity.
Integrity Farm.
Fucking Integrity. Yeah, Integrity's more hardcore than fucking Divine Integrity. That sounds like the ultimate deathcore.
The Christian deathcore band. This is
Yeah.
a really good album.
Oh my God.
I'm a huge fan of this album because, well, this is the first album they had without Dave Lombardo on drums, and Paul Bostwick was sick as fuck. It was like closer to death metal, I think, than anything Slayer's ever done,
Nice.
drum wise. But the artwork is fucking amazing. Like this is a
Yeah, that
icon.
fucking
This is an
rips.
iconic
It
cover
fucking
art.
rips.
It's missing that one sword, man. Where's the other one to make the pentagram? Yeah, that was 1994. This is actually Wes Ben Scotter got a Spectrum Award for this one,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, I
is
remember seeing this
This
in one
was
of
cover art for a band called Defiled, which is a death metal band or modern death metal. But he did get a Spectrum Award. Spectrum is like a
year review and illustration.
Yeah.
Which breaks down comic art, illustration.
yeah. Every year
and
they
or,
put
like,
out this
publication
really
stuff.
fucking awesome book that's just full of like fantasy and
Yeah.
illustrator.
They'll cover everything
stuff.
from obviously like magic cards to fucking comic books to
book
death metal
covers,
art.
all this stuff.
Basically, the type of shit
And they'll
that
print it out
you
in
and
a
I are gonna fucking
Big
be
book
like,
every year.
oh, did you
Yeah,
fucking
it's
see
a
that?"
total fucking nerdgasm is what it is. But like I don't even know how many editions there are of that book now, but like they put it out every fucking year. And last I knew there was like 26 books or something like that. Just filled with shit like this.
Yeah, it's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, visual development guys and
Mm-hmm.
like concept art guys. Yeah, I remember seeing a bunch of that shit too. Yeah, this fucking rips. Which subtly makes a fucking pentagram.
Yeah. Kind of. So metal. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I think that's all we got.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, awesome, says the guy who was on his phone for the
Your
last fucking 20
phone.
minutes.
You dumb piece of shit.
Yeah, maybe I was sharing shit on
Were
on
ya?
our Instagram.
Were ya?
Yeah, he did. He tagged
Good.
everyone.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Or at least promoting
Great.
something.
Yeah, check your goddamn phone.
I will. Maybe I won't. My phone's fucked, so maybe I won't.
That's the last thing I want to
Is
do.
it at Vestal High School again? Who do we have to jump, Richie?
Yeah, that's pretty funny, dude. You lost your phone and it was out here. And you thought it was
Yeah,
at
and
Vestal
Find
High
My
School.
Phone said
Yeah,
it was
Find
in
My
fucking,
Phone
like,
says
a
it's 3.5
few
mi-
towns away.
3.5 miles away at a football game.
That's how useful it is.
Oh man.
But yeah, this was fun. I like discussing things like this, like album art. Like, I didn't even know half of these guys' names until we looked all this shit up. you know?
Yeah, for
So-
sure. Like I was saying, like I thought I knew who Repka was because what is that video that like Sullen and Treckle do together, like Fresh Paint?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fresh
Yeah,
paint.
yeah. I thought they were talking about him on one episode, but one guy just said he was inspired by him. So when I was looking for the video, I was like, "Oh, Freshly Painted did a fucking Repka episode." I was like, "Wait, no, they didn't."
No.
Wait, who's this old piece of shit? You know?
Oh, that's the guy that did all the classic Megadeth
Yeah,
album
yeah.
art.
like,
And
wow.
many more.
Wow.
So which artist are you calling an old piece of shit?
Not Repka, you are not an old piece of shit.
Oh, I thought you were saying one of the fresh paint artists was.
No.
Okay.
I mean, if he's inspired by Repka, he's probably doing some awesome shit.
Yeah.
But not an old piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, Repka, you rule.
Well-
your Megadeth imagery has stayed in my head for like
Oh,
the
yeah,
past
dude.
like fucking 30 years. And every time I want to draw a sweet fucking skull, I just try to imagine some fucking like weird fucking, ultra textured zombie
Right.
skull and shit.
That shit'll be with me till I die.
Yeah, for
Much
sure.
like the Konami
Absolutely.
code.
Yeah. I will remember seeing fucking Megadeth t-shirts around my neighborhood and looking at that dude be like, "Yo, what's up? Mega. Yeah."
Yo, you guys ever hear Slayer before? It's fucking awesome. You should check it out. Hey, remember that guy that told me to check out Slayer? Yeah, he died like last week.
his car caught fire.
Fucking shot himself in the face.
And then his car caught fire. Oh man.
So if
Rest
anybody
in
wants
peace,
to,
Ricky.
if anybody wants to hire me and or Josh to do artwork for your thrash and or death metal album,
I'm down.
Only the two of you?
or maybe Bam. Get down with death metal, bro. Or
I feel like
thrash.
Bam would be more suited to black metal because of the burning church
Yeah.
thing.
If you got a black metal
Out of-
band that sounds like,
It'd be like,
Ben Maslar, I would like you to illustrate our new album.
Out of all of us here, my artwork fits in the most.
Transylvania Burning.
Out of all of us here, my artwork.
I think the closest thing to a metal album would be that old lady's belly that I painted. Just
Dude, should I
oh,
make.
yes,
Guys,
that
people.
Wait,
wonderful vagina.
what was that? Can you do that again?
what, the band Burns sings in my black
Yeah.
metal bands?
Can I get a recording of that? Every time you go to my website, you hit enter and it just says
Yeah,
that.
if you want to freak the shit out of everybody that fucking logs on your website, sure. We could do that.
Who wouldn't want that?
It's a good point.
Have you heard any good thrash, death, or black metal lately?
I haven't really been delving into that. I've been into more like progressive death metal lately, which is Dan Seagrave did a bunch of other stuff for a bunch of bands in that similar vein.
Sweet.
Like Rivers of Nile is a band
Okay.
I've been getting into lately.
Yeah.
Who actually mixes death metal with saxophone very nicely.
Ooh.
Fucking
on a
weird.
side note, I almost bought you another Wham album because it had the extended version of
Oh,
Careless
man.
Whisper on it.
I would love that.
I found, I wish I could.
And you make fun of my Dunkaroos t-shirt.
Well, come on, man.
Careless Whisper.
It's Wham.
I want to know what the extended version is. Does it have more saxophone?
There's
Yeah, they just play the same riff like 6 more times.
there's
That's all
not
it
enough
is.
saxophone in that song.
It's like the dance scene from Prom Night that they just keep replaying over and over again as filler.
I have to say, my favorite memory of us hanging out is probably Christina driving me and you drunk around. And
we went to Walmart listening to classic saxophone riffs, and
he
guitar
unrolls the
riffs from
windows
80s.
and he's screaming like it was Slayer and headbanging so hard the whole car is shaking to Careless Whisper, and the whole car.
I don't believe that
the whole
happened. I
car
was
is
probably
like-
drunk and it
Oh,
didn't happen.
we
It
were.
wasn't Careless Whisper. It was Total Eclipse of the Heart. Get it right.
It wasn't that. It was either that or maybe Tears for Fears. Okay.
It was that too.
Okay.
It was
There's
all
lots
three
of
of
it.
them. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
yeah. That's I think my favorite memory recently.
I mean, who can't jam out to Total Eclipse of the Heart? You're dead inside if that doesn't.
I mean, I
touch
think
you.
everybody knows the lyrics to that.
Sometimes I was only falling apart.
I knew it.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the feel like I'm down there.
Turn around.
Bright eyes. Every fucking now and then I fall.
And
I fucking need you more tonight. I fucking need you more than ever. Black metal.
All right, guys, we're out.
Metal.
Bye.
Damaged by you. Damaged by me. I'm confused. Confused. Don't
That's like new school thrash, and that's like all the channels